Hello, dear friends, and maybe some family sprinkled in there. We are super excited for another video coming at you, not live, but it's coming at you. This is Cyberspace VR. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about how virtual reality can be really good and fun for kids and might just make the best Christmas present for your kid.
Or birthday. I know when I was a kid, I'd always ask for one big thing. For Christmas, it's I want an Xbox. And maybe 1 in 3 years my parents would give me, would spoil me a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I think that VR is kind of now that the Oculus Quest 2 is kind of lowering the prices a little bit, makes a lot more sense for families. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, definitely. So just kind of going off of that, I think this is a good time to mention the cool thing about VR, specifically about Oculus. And if you're not familiar, Oculus is one of the biggest VR companies out there. They are doing an awesome job at trying to get VR more accessible to just the general family, the general consumer in the United States. This headset right here is the Oculus Quest 2. The Oculus Quest 1 was $400. The Oculus Quest 2 was $300.
Right.
One of their other arguably beefier headsets was $400 as well. So they're making their newer technology cheaper, more accessible, and better than it was in previous generations. This headset is one of the top on the market right now, just in terms of specs, and it's cheaper than anything out there. Nothing compares to it in terms of price per value. Something
I want to be very clear about. Okay, so if you're a parent and you have kids, and maybe you've played VR in those cell phone ones where you put a cell phone in, this is not that. Okay, that was all well and good and kind of interesting, kind of a little gimmicky. This is nowhere, that is nowhere near where we're at with VR today, okay? This headset, it's hard to explain what it's like without putting it on, right? You're entering a new, it's virtual reality, right? It's all these things. And it's not just being in an experience, it's games. So if your kid, let's say you're a parent and your child plays 3 hours of video games a day, and I recognize that people live in denial and they're oh, we only let our kids play an hour of screen time a day or whatever. But I feel a majority of Americans, their kid plays a lot of video games, whether on a tablet, on
phone,
their Xbox, phone,
on your phone,
whatever it is, they play a lot of video games.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing with a VR headset is it takes this in a couch playing
or playing on your computer and your back's like this,
to standing up, good posture and everything, moving around. That there's miles of difference between those two things, and I really think VR can really change the way that your kid spends his time.
Definitely. If your kid's gonna sit down and play a video game for 2 hours, playing a video game in VR is much, much, much better. It's a better use of their time. It's going to be better for their health, for their back. I know video games are causing a lot of issues.
Yep.
I think humans in about 10 years are going to start looking more like this because of hunching over their computer or their game or whatever. There's some really bad back issues going on due to video games in a lot of part. Also due to working on computers all the time, schools going in that direction, whatever. Virtual reality is amazing. A cool example of this is it's just a really good exercise tool. It's a great way that your kid can do what they want to do, play video games, while also getting a good exercise. We know somebody who lost 40 pounds by using virtual reality, Beat Saber specifically is the game, as their exercise tool. It can be really good for you.
Right. And there's so much learning and everything. There's Google Maps. You can do all sorts of stuff, right? Your child is going to have all sorts of adventures. There is some things you need to be wary of course, online interaction is a problem, right? Who knows what they're going to encounter, especially with VR since it's less moderated than the Xbox Live system or Sony system. But if you have a PlayStation 4, Sony VR or PlayStation VR is an option. But oh man, I'm so passionate about this. And this actually picture in our background here, this is a picture we took. We did parties for people all the time with VR.
Lots of kids' birthday parties all the time.
And they love it. And a lot of time when a kid plays video games, he's not doing anything. But I would see kids come out of there, they're tired, they're sweaty, right? They're playing. Of course, there's no substitute for really playing outside, but this comes close.
It does. I would definitely say it comes close, and it's definitely better than anything else they could be doing inside, really, in terms of using and utilizing their free time. Seriously, it's fantastic. It could be a great way. And here's the coolest thing: if you get this for your kid, it will absolutely blow your kid's mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely blow your kid's mind. Your kids probably sit there on YouTube a lot. I know a lot of the kids that I know and my brothers and things, they spend a lot of time on YouTube. They are well aware of virtual reality. They've probably watched hours of other people playing. My wife nannies for some people, and they heard that I own virtual reality, and they think I'm a legend, and they barely have even met me. They think that I'm this awesome, fancy, really cool, fun dude, which I can be sometimes. But no, but seriously, they were blown away. They came over, I set it up for them, and it changed their lives. It was so fun for them. So now that before there was such a barrier to entry for you as a parent. Like if I were a parent, I wouldn't have wanted to buy a $1,000+ PC to run VR. That was really the only option, or get a crappy phone one that doesn't really work for $20. It's not that way anymore. Oculus is revolutionizing the industry. $300. That's less than you would spend on the new Xbox. That's, incredible.
Yeah.
And you can do way much more. It's better for your kid. Virtual reality is changing the entertainment industry.
Yeah, and this is coming from somebody. I played a ton of video games growing up. That was my free time. I was the kid that just went home and played video games. I didn't really play sports or anything, but VR is what I spend my time doing. If I have time to play video games by myself, which is rare now, I'm an adult. I have things to do.
Responsibilities.
But if I have time for myself, I'm going to be playing in this thing. It keeps me active. I feel like I'm doing something. It's kind of that sense of adventure, and there's more problem solving than just watching TV. I love VR, and for kids especially. I will warn you though, certain headsets or certain brands have recommended that you don't let certain ages of kids play their headsets. I think Oculus is, I want to say it's 14, so it's for older kids. I wouldn't get it for a 9-year-old, maybe 12 and up.
Maybe I don't know. I was playing Xbox at the age of 6,
Yeah.
So if they're playing it, it's not going to be any different than playing Xbox, really.
That's true.
It depends on the games you get them. That's my opinion on the matter. Is obviously you don't want to be necessarily getting a super gory, bloody shooter game, but there's a lot of fun little kid games and puzzles.
Yeah, kind of cartoony games, Super Hot, for example.
Cartoony.
Super Hot's kind of cartoony. You're shooting stuff, but they're glass figurines.
Robot-looking dudes.
Yeah, so it's not the same thing. So you have to be careful with that, though. I would there's some pretty intense adult stuff that goes on with VR, but it's very easily avoidable.
Yeah, I think you could avoid it. I think you can moderate it. You just what I wouldn't do is just say, hey, here's the headset, credit cards in there, get whatever you want. See you in 10 hours. Probably not a good idea. They could get into some weird stuff, but if they always have to come to you to purchase something, no problem. You're safe. You're good. It'll be fun.
Yep.
Do a little research into the games, whatever. So really what this comes down to, why we made this video, is to let you know that, yes, VR is safe, fun, and great for kids.
Yep.
It's much better, in my opinion, and probably in his opinion too, than getting an Xbox. I love Xbox. Fun. Great. I just think this is a little better because it gets them moving a little bit.
If I were a parent and I had a choice, I would choose this every time.
Yeah.
Some things to remember: this doesn't require any additional hardware. It's a standalone headset for $300, which is absurd. And if you do have a PC, it can connect to it. So
best of both worlds.
Yeah, and honestly, parents, you might find yourself using this more than your kids. There's fitness in here. There's experiences in here. There's 3D movies in here. It's amazing. So go check it out. I think it's a great option for children. I don't know if there's anything more to say, really.
Yeah, seriously, this could be great for Christmas. Christmas is coming up. Birthdays. Just want to reward your kid for getting good grades, whatever. It's awesome. So cheaper than anything right now, really, for the amount of value that you get. So anyways, if you have comments, questions, we will respond to all of them in the comments section of this video. So let us know. This video, that would keep us going, give us more motivation, keep us afloat. And
send it to some people. If you're questioning this, post this on your Facebook and see what people say.
Yeah.
And we'd love to hear from you if you're coming from that. Leave us a comment and we'll talk. We'll chat about it.
Exactly. And as always, subscribe. We'd love to see you on future videos. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.